As we get closer and closer to Election Day, it is becoming abundantly clear that Americans are fed up with Donald Trump and are ready to turn the page. On Tuesday, we saw a record number of early votes cast in the state of Georgia. On the first day of early voting, voters actually set a record with the amount of ballots that were cast, roughly 252,000. Let's compare that to the previous first day record of early voting in 2020, which was 136,000 votes. So a massive increase. And we are seeing patterns like this all over the country, and we are seeing people discuss their enthusiasm for this race on social media, posting some videos absolutely shredding Trump and getting the truth out there. I want to show you all of this. My name is Brett Meiselas here with the MeidasTouch Network. Remember to hit subscribe. We are on our way to 3.5 million subscribers, and we can't get there without you. First, I want to show you this video of these women in the Villages. The Villages, as you know, is an older community in Florida, and this is typically a Republican stronghold. But here we see a Harris Walls postcard party in action in the Villages. I love to see this. Check this out.
Okay. Live from the Villages. I hope this is my face. It's my first TikTok. I have no clue what I'm doing, but we are working hard here. Here we go, everybody. 1, 2, 3. 22 days to go. 22 days to go. We won't go back. She has us on track. 22 days to go. 22 days to go. 22 days to go. Don't vote for the joke. We'll get a vote. 22 days to go. 22 days to go. 22 days to go. Harris will hail. Trump's going to jail. 22 days to go. 22 days to go. 22 days to go. She's White House bound. She'll turn things around. 22 days to go. And it's live from the Villages. I forgot our punchline. We can do it. No, yes, we can. We won't go back. Vote Harris. We won't go back. There you go. And we're writing 600 postcards to remind people to vote here in the Villages.
I love that so much. And here is a woman who attended Vice President Harris's rally in Erie, Pennsylvania, and she is discussing the massive crowds at the rally. Watch this.
So we're under the tent now, waiting to get in, and it looks like they shut the doors. Maybe they'll let us in, but looks to be like there's another maybe 1,000, 2,000 people that they're probably going to turn away at the doors. And this is after they probably turned away 5,000 people before you even got to this point at the Harris rally here in Erie, PA. So that's a lot of people that have come out here in Erie. And this is, in case you don't know much about Erie, this is a very small city here in northwestern PA, and it's a very important city when it comes to getting out the vote.
This next poster posted a video of themselves from inside the Erie, Pennsylvania rally for Vice President Kamala Harris, which she called an exhilarating experience. Watch her. And now we could contrast that with an individual who attended Donald Trump's rally, a Trump supporter who attended his event in Coachella, California, and got stranded there after the event because Donald Trump did not have buses to take people from the event back to the parking lot around 5 or 6 miles away. As he wrote, this Trump supporter wrote on their TikTok, "Trump rally was so bad." Watch this.
Guys, we came to the Trump rally and this is the aftermath. So I don't know how long do we have to wait here before we can get to the bus and go back to our car. We waited like 7 hours to just get in the rally, and now it's time to go back. So hopefully we don't have to wait for that long to get in the bus, because our cars is back there at the parking, which is like 5-6 miles away. But it's blocked by police, so no one actually can leave.
Yeah, that's true.
And on that note, this woman has a question for the Trumpers who were at this event left stranded. Watch this.
So for those of you who got stranded in Coachella, California after the Trump rally, what do you think about Trump now? Have you finally figured it out that he doesn't care about you? He only cares about himself? You know why he did that, right? It was so you would be forced to stay at his entire rally. That is why he made the rally parking so far away. That was done by design. He just wanted you there. He didn't care about you actually, or making sure you got back to your cars. He wanted you there and made sure you couldn't leave to make him look bad. You still gonna vote for him? Probably. But I hope it made you think.
Trump's declining mental health is becoming a major story in the final stretch of this election, with Donald Trump refusing to release actual medical records. It is causing a lot of concern around the country as he continues to have cognitive issues wherever he goes. So here, this TikToker was speaking about a moment of Donald Trump on a podcast where his handlers had to whisk him off while he was in the middle of rambling. Check this out.
Donald Trump's staff just pulled him from an interview mid-sentence because they must have seen enough of his ranting, raving, and rambling. Now, Donald Trump was on the Full Send podcast, where he was going through his normal motions, making this complaint, this grievance, weaving this way, weaving that way, till finally his staff had heard enough and they called the interview. Take a listen to this.
I see my people are going crazy over there.
Oh, that's it?
At a certain point, you don't mind if they go crazy, but then you say, okay, it's time to go. Time to go, right? Okay.
Yeah. 2016 Donald Trump, even 2020 Donald Trump, this doesn't happen. He calls all the shots. But now his staff is stepping in when enough is enough, and they know he is about to sundown. Now, this is exactly anytime President Biden had somebody in his staff suggesting an interview is over or directing him in any direction, it was front page news. It needs to be the same for 78-year-old Donald Trump.
This next guy perfectly corrects the record as to why gas prices were so low in the final year of the Trump presidency. Watch this.
Hey, listen, if you are thinking about voting for Donald Trump because you remember that gas prices were lower during his presidency, but you don't remember that it was because we were in a global pandemic and everything was shut down and people were not driving, therefore lowering the demand, therefore keeping the price low, then what you're doing is what Liz Cheney called sleepwalking into dictatorship. If you're just voting on some vague recollection and you haven't paid any attention and you haven't listened to anything that this raving lunatic is saying, then please stay home. Just don't vote.
This next creator has a message to the women in America about the stakes of this election and what is needed for Vice President Harris to win. Check this out.
All right, y'all, this is to all the women out there. It's up to us to save this country. The statistics show it is up to the women. Where it lies is within us. So are we going to stand up together and stand up for what's right, go out, vote for who we know is going to save this country, and start fresh? Who's in? Because I'm ready. And I'm telling you now, it is going to come down to the women's vote. Mark my word.
This next creator has some tips as to where everybody should be spending their energy, directing their energy in the final weeks of this election. Check this out.
Over 2 weeks out from the election, and I know my fellow Democrats are probably experiencing a lot of the same emotions that I am, like, how the hell is this even close? That man is a monster. He is a terrible person. He's a liar. He's a cheater. He's a loser. He preys on people in their worst, most vulnerable moments, and he projects every single thing that he does onto other people. He is unelectable. Second of all, where should we be spending our energy, right? Not debating people who won't hear you. That will make you feel defeated. Right now, it's go time, and go time means we are getting people excited to vote for Kamala. We are inspiring that vote. Make your voice heard. Help people figure out a plan. Drive people to the polls. Whatever you have to do to keep that monster from getting back in our White House.
And this next woman is spot on. Watch this.
I'm going to tell you what's going on with this election. Yes, you're very cute, but I'm trying to make a TikTok. Trump has maxed out his support. There are no more voters that he can add to his coalition. So he's got to do two things. Number one is he's got to keep them rabid so that they will turn out to vote for him on November 5th. The second thing he has to do is, because he can't add any more voters, he's got to do everything that he can to depress our voters from getting out there, because Kamala Harris has no such ceiling. She has no such ceiling. She has many more voters who could be added to her coalition, which, by the way, is our job, right? Over the next 23 days, is turning out every last voter that we can find to vote for her and other Democrats. So what they're doing is they have continued to flood the zone with bad polls. Now, there aren't that many high-quality polls left anyway, right? And so they are doing everything that they can to make it seem really close, just to depress us, to make us feel like we're going to lose this thing, because hopeless people don't necessarily turn out to vote, okay? So his strategy is to keep his Trump supporters riled up, which he's doing by telling these completely insane lies, because he and Republicans, even before Trump, have conditioned and programmed their supporters to believe any big lie that they tell. Whether years ago it was voter fraud, today it's that Democrats can control hurricanes. My advice, as much as you can, ignore the polls, ignore the negative information that's coming your way, and focus on getting people excited about voting for Kamala Harris, Tim Walz, and the rest of the Democrats. If we do that over the next 23 days, we're going to win in November.
And I love the reports we get on TikTok from canvassers who are meeting with voters on the ground. Here is a Spanish-speaking canvasser giving his report from on the ground about people voting in this election. Check this out.
So I just arrived back in Brooklyn after spending the day canvassing in Reading, Pennsylvania, in Brex County, and it was an eye-opening experience. I canvassed in Spanish to a mostly Latino community, and it was so important to talk to them. There were so many community members there that were not really going to vote, but don't like Trump and would vote for Kamala. They just needed someone to knock on their door and tell them about Kamala and literally give them basic information on where their polling place was, and have someone speak to them in their language that is from their community. And it's incredible and mind-blowing that the fate of our republic rests on just us going out to people who are primed for voting, who would vote for us. We just have to show up and have people speak to them in their language, and they will vote, and they will turn out if we put in the effort. So let's get our election anxiety and make something positive about it. We need people to knock doors. Spanish is a big need, but also all languages, everyone. We just need folks to head down to Pennsylvania. I went with 35 people. We left from Brooklyn to Pennsylvania. It was so fun. It was meaningful. Everyone was so happy that they did it. And the amount of impact that you're having to help save our country from Trump and the end of democracy is incredible. Please DM me, reply, get involved. There's now 23 days left of the election, but every single day can change the outcome and the future. So please get out, do a phone bank, get on a bus, donate, text your friends. Please, every one of us can do a little bit more. You do not want to regret on November 6th that you could have done more. This election will come down to just a few votes. So, when we fight, we win.
This next creator responds to a comment that they received on TikTok. The reply that they received stated, "My husband is a MAGA. I am not." He said, "If you vote for that woman, I will never talk to you again. 42 years married." I said, "Don't wait, start now. I'm voting for her." Here was this creator's response to that comment. This is powerful.
Hi friends, read this comment here. I just want to tell you that I am inspired by you today, and I commend you for having the strength and the knowledge to know that this is so much bigger than your husband's or any man's hurt feelings. How infantile. How infantile. And hurt for what, really? What is he so upset about? Were his rights taken away? Was his right to control his own bodily autonomy stripped from him? No, they weren't. And given the opportunity, men continuously say, we're a women's protector, we're your protector, we're not going to protect you anymore. But given the opportunity to show the world or their wives or daughters that they actually are their protector, they won't do it. Because they are so in bed with red hats that they cannot see clearly, they cannot think clearly, they can't even reason, they can't think logically, they're out of it. They're brainwashed, duped, done. When a man can come right into your own city, denigrate your city, and you live there and still go, yeah, it's all right, I don't mind that he said that, you're fucking brainwashed. You're fucking brainwashed. But again, women, if this is you, wives, if your husbands are being about you voting for Kamala Harris, if your husbands are threatening to divorce you for voting for Kamala Harris, and you're going to vote anyway, you're going to do it anyway because you know it's the right thing to do, meet in the comment sections. You guys form a support group, form an alliance with each other. You need someone to talk to. You need friends to talk to who understand where you're coming from. So sound off, meet in the comment sections. But thank you. Thank you from me and my wife, for our daughters. Thank you. You're not doing it for just you. You're not doing it for just your daughters. You're doing it for every woman and young woman in this country. It's so important. It is so important. Remember, women, your husbands don't have to know how you vote. And it could just be the perfect you he's been needing for a long time.
This next video is a great informative video from the Center for American Progress about the MAGA war on women. Watch this.
This is America, divided between Kamala Harris's path forward and Donald Trump's desire to go back. In this video, we'll break down VP Harris and Donald Trump's contrasting visions for America on reproductive freedom. Trump has repeatedly bragged about overturning Roe v. Wade, which has restricted access for every 1 in 3 women. His Project 2025 would even ban abortion nationwide. Harris, on the other hand, is dedicated to codifying Roe v. Wade and protecting the right to an abortion nationwide. Just like IVF, Harris would protect guaranteed access to IVF for families. Meanwhile, Trump's overturning of abortion is the reason some families have been denied IVF treatment. Next, let's talk about abortion medication. In 2020, more than half of safe abortion access relied on medication. Harris is dedicated to protecting abortion medication. Under Trump, medication abortion could be banished. That could lead to a 24% increase in maternal deaths nationwide. We've already seen the devastating impact of Trump's policies. More tragic stories of women dying after being unable to access life-saving care are coming to light on a daily basis. Harris is pushing back against legislation that would criminalize doctors and mothers. These two visions couldn't be more different. Trump's America seeks to control women's bodies. Harris's America would protect reproductive freedom for everyone. Which vision of the future works better for you? Let us know in the comments.
This next woman knows everything she needs to know about Donald Trump right now. Watch.
Clearly some people didn't get my last TikTok, okay? So we got a lot of Trumpers on my comments. And they're all saying the same thing. You believe everything you see on TV. Okay, let's stop right there. I don't need to watch or hear a single story to make my mind up about that man. If you don't know what type of person he is by now, without the news, without the lies, without the accusations, his criminal record, his character record, if you don't know by now, honey, you're lost. So don't get it twisted. No, I don't need facts. I don't need this. I don't need that. I don't need you to break down why the he's worth my vote. The mother is a piece of shit, And the fact that you can't see it shows how much crazy is going on in your head. Wake up.
And finally, let me show you this very funny video that I saw on TikTok. This guy says, when you are over arguing with Trump supporters, I think this perfectly sums it up. Watch this.
So I'm voting for Donald Trump, and I want to explain to you why. Don't bother. No, I want to tell you why. And I want to tell you, keep it to yourself. Well, so you're not curious as to why I'm voting for Donald Trump? No, I don't care. I'm done with y'all. Done with us? Yeah, I'm done. I'm done arguing with y'all. So that's it. We're just done talking about this? Yeah. I mean, you vote for who you want. I'll vote for who I want. We'll see who wins. Oh, so you're just going to go ahead and vote for Kamala, even though she has no policies? You don't care about policies. Yes, I do. No, you don't. You're voting for Trump. Yeah, because he has good policies. You don't know his policies? Oh, and you know Kamala's? Of course, public knowledge. Go on her website, click drop-down menu, read everything. I mean, you don't care about policies. Yeah, but you're okay with a DEI candidate who slept her way to the top? You don't care who a candidate slept with. You're voting for Trump. Yeah, well, I saw a photo online that Tim Walz gave some fans the finger at a football game. What is so funny? You don't care about character. You're voting for Trump. Look, if you're just going to keep laughing at me, we can just stop talking. Perfect.
I love these videos so much. I love the fact that they are going viral. I love that Americans are speaking out and saying enough is enough and getting these reports from people on the ground and hearing people raw, unfiltered, the way they actually feel about this election. It's so amazing to see. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to spread these messages far and wide. So make sure that you're subscribed to this channel. Help us get to 3.5 million subscribers and post these videos on your social media. We put it all in one package here for you to make it easy for you to share it all at once, so go and share it wherever you share videos. Also, hit the like button, leave a comment. I want you to let me know which was your favorite of all the videos that I showed you today. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in a bit.
Hey Midas Mighty, love this report? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram @MeidasTouch to keep up with the most important news of the day. What are you waiting for? Follow us now.